everyone, welcome to Aptitude Point. This is Vedant and I am here today with a new topic, height and distances. So this topic is very short and very important, so I've tried to cover it in a single video. I will tell you the flow of this lecture. This lecture will initially cover some theory and some important trigonometric formulas and table that tan theta, cos theta values for different angles, and then I will show you that what is exactly the angle of elevation and depression is. Then we will look at some basic to high level questions, and I've also attached one homework question at the middle of this lecture, so do solve it and comment. So we can clearly see that sin theta is equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, cos theta is equals to base upon hypotenuse, and tan theta is equals to perpendicular upon base. For the other three, that is cosec theta, sec theta and cot theta, we know that they are reciprocal of the respective terms, so we can easily find it. The next picture which is visible to you shows you the trigonometric identities and the value of trigonometric ratios. So there are unlimited identities in trigonometry and it is almost impossible to mug all of those. So I have put very basic identities which are required in this chapter. There are many identities, but with respect to this chapter only these are required. And in the second thing, we have the values of trigonometric ratios. These are the values which you have to mug anyhow. Actually with practice you get it by your own means, वो याद ही हो जाता है कुछ time बाद. But those who are new to trigonometry, you can use this table to find the answers. And that's all. This is a very important table, and these all trigonometry things are required to solve questions of height and distances. So let us move forward. And the next picture which is visible on your screen is the most important thing of this chapter. That is the angle of elevation and the angle of depression. So I request you all to please pause the video and read the theory which is given on those pictures. It is very important to clear the concept very neatly in your mind, because any confusion will lead to a wrong answer. So make sure that you keep this thing in your mind and study the theory which is given on the picture in front of you. Okay, I will brief you. It is basically the angle of elevation is basically the angle between the line of sight and the horizontal line. Like if you are looking at some heighted object, then the angle made between your line of sight and the horizontal line through your eyes is the angle of elevation. And similarly, if you are looking something downwards from a heighted building, then you can say that a horizontal line from your through your eye and the line of sight, the angle between the horizontal line and the line of sight again is the angle of depression. Generally people think that angle of depression is taken like the other angle, like the angle of depression is taken between the vertical line and the line of sight, but it is not the case. The angle of elevation and angle of depression both are between the horizontal line and the line of sight. So keep this thing in mind. Also, to solve the question in this chapter, we need three things. Put this in your mind very clearly, that we need trigonometry. We have to learn all the formulas of trigonometry and all the identities which we require. And the presence of mind is always required in trigonometry. Okay. The second important thing is to make the diagram neatly and clearly, because इसमें पूरा diagram का ही काम है. अगर हमने figure ही गलत बना दिया तो फिर आंसर कहीं से सही नहीं आ सकता. I have mentioned this thing also in the upcoming questions which you will see, but this is very important thing. Okay. And the third important thing is the angle of elevation and depression. The figure can be correctly made only when you will understand the actual meaning of depression and elevation. So I hope you guys got it now after reading that theory. So now let us move forward and solve some question which will also clear you all the basics of trigonometry and all the doubts you have in your mind. Okay, so stay tuned. So continuing with the flow of this lecture, let us now look at some basic and commonly asked questions. And always keep one thing in mind, that in this chapter height and distance, the importance of figure is very high. अगर हमने फिगर सही बनाया तो हमारा आंसर भी इजीली आ जाएगा, बिकॉज एक बार फिगर बनाने के बाद हमें वी हैव टू जस्ट अप्लाई बेसिक ट्रिग्नोमेट्री टू गेट टू द आंसर. ओके, तो हमेशा ध्यान रखना कि फिगर हमेशा सही बने. सो द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन विच इज विजिबल ऑन योर स्क्रीन इज, अ मैन स्टैंडिंग ऑन द बैंक ऑफ अ रिवर ऑब्जर्व दैट द एंगल सबटेंडेड बाय द ट्री ऑन अपोजिट बैंक इज 60 डिग्री. सो दे हैव गिवन दैट देयर इज अ मैन एंड अ ट्री. सो लेट अस assume that this is a bank. Like, let's assume that this is the river and these two are opposite banks. So here a man is standing. So let us put that point as A, and the tree, height of the tree, let us assume it to be H and this point to be C. Variables we can assume by our own, so always keep it simple. यहाँ पे एक पर्सन खड़ा है जिसके अपोजिट बैंक पे एक ट्री है और उसका हाइट हमने H assume कर लिया. Now it is given that it makes an angle 60 degree with A. So this angle is equal to 60 degree. And it is given when he retires 36 meter from the bank, he finds the angle to be 30 degree. अब देखो लाइन पढ़ के ये तो समझ आ रहा है कि ए पॉइंट है वो आगे या पीछे मूव कर रहा है सच दैट द एंगल इज 30 डिग्री एंड रिटायर्स मतलब पीछे जा रहा है. बट in some case the word use is difficult or it is not very obvious, then always think logically कि अगर 30 डिग्री है it means the angle is decreasing, so पक्का पीछे गया होगा. तो इसी लॉजिक के साथ हम ये कह सकते हैं कि ये 30 डिग्री है, ये पीछे के साइड. एंड ही रिटायर्स मीन्स इट इज मूविंग बैक, द पर्सन इज मूविंग बैक, सो it becomes 30 degree and this distance is given to be 36 meter. And we need find the breadth of the river. So this is the river, and so let us assume it to be x, and we need to find x only. Okay, so let us look at the solution now. We have assumed height of the tree to be h, and breadth we need for the river, and we have assumed it to be x, and we need x only. So let us look at some trigonometric things, and from the triangle ABC, we can clearly see that tan 60 degree is equals to h upon x. This is the perpendicular and this is the base in this case. So tan 60 degree, which we know it is root 3, is equals to h upon x. So this becomes h is equals to root 3 of x. This is our first equation. For the second equation we can look at a bigger triangle, that is D, B and C, because यहाँ 30 डिग्री है और यहाँ पे बेस 36 प्लस x हो जाएगा और हाइट h हो जाएगी. तो फ्रॉम ट्रायंगल D, B and C we can say that tan of 30 degree, which we know is 1 upon root 3, is equals to h divided by 36 plus x. In this big triangle we can say that perpendicular is h and the base is 36 plus x. So from here we can say that 36 plus x is equals to root 3 of h, and h in from the first equation we know that it is root 3x. We can substitute it here, so it becomes root 3 of x, and this root 3 becomes 3. This implies 36 plus x is equals to 3x, so x is equals to 18 meter. So we can say that 18 meter is the breadth of the river. Now let us move on to the next question, which is visible on your screen. This question is a very basic question, but it is necessary for the upcoming questions because इसमें जो concept use हो रहा है वो बाकी questions में काम आएगा. Okay, so the question goes like, a boy is standing at the top of a tower and another boy is at the ground at some distance from the foot of the tower. So let us assume that AB be the tower, and at some distance from the foot a boy is standing. Let it be C. A boy is standing at a point C, and one boy is at point A and another boy is at point C. Then the angle of elevation and depression between both the boys when boys look at each other is equals to. Now see, with respect to C, they have given that angle of elevation is something. Let us assume it to be theta. And with respect to A is watching C, a boy at A is watching the boy at C, and what is the angle of depression then? Let us assume it to be alpha. And we are asked that what is the relation between theta and alpha? Are they equal, or what is the relation exact? So it is a very basic question, because since these two lines, a tower is totally vertical, so these two lines must be parallel to each other. And from basic triangle chapter we have learned that when these two lines are parallel and some line cuts it, then the angle on alternate side is equal. So theta is equals to alpha. This means theta is the angle of elevation, in this case is equals to the angle of depression, alpha. So this is a very basic question, but just a property is used that the alternate angles are equal in case the lines are parallel. Okay, so keep this thing in mind because this will be used in the upcoming question. This was a very basic question, but still. Now let us move on to the next question, and it is a type of question in which the distance is directly is not mentioned. So the time is given and we need to convert it into distance. Okay, using a simple formula, speed is equals to distance upon time. The question is, a man on the top of a tower standing on the seashore finds the boat coming towards him, takes 10 minutes for the angle of depression to change from 30 degree to 60 degree. Okay, so there is a tower. Let us assume it to be A and B. AB with the length of the tower, assume it to be h. Then a person is standing on the top of a tower and he sees that a boat is coming towards the base, and he sees that the angle of depression, which was earlier to be 30 degree, is now becoming 60 degree. So earlier, let us assume that the boat is point at C earlier and then D afterwards. So the boat first make the angle of depression with A to be 30 degree, and then after some time it becomes 60 degree. Means definitely the boat is moving in this direction, because एंगल पहले 30 था डिप्रेशन का, फिर 60 हो गया, बढ़ गया एंगल. इसका मतलब बोट अपने बेस की तरफ मूव कर रही है, तो ये 60 डिग्री हो गया. एंड फ्रॉम द अल्टरनेट एंगल्स वी लर्नड इन द लास्ट क्वेश्चन, दिस विल बी 30 डिग्री and this will be 60 degree. Okay, now they have asked find the time taken by the boat to reach the shore from this position. They have also given that the boat takes 10 minutes to reach from point C to D. 10 minutes. And they have asked us the time the boat takes to reach from D to B. Let us assume it to be T minutes. Okay, now for this question they haven't given us the distance, but they have given us time. So let us assume that the boat, let us look at the solution. Let us assume that the boat is moving with a constant speed of v. And which is constant because nothing is given for the velocity. So let us assume it to be constant. So the distance CD will be 10 into v, because distance is equal to speed into time. So this is speed and this is time. Similarly, the distance dB will be v into t, because here also the velocity will be v and the time taken is t. So this distance is 10v and this distance is vt. Okay, now we need find a time, so we need this t basically. Okay, because there was a time taken to reach the base, this means the time taken to cover D to B. Okay, now let us see the triangle AB and D. From triangle AB and D we have tan of 60 degree, which we know is to be root 3, is equals to h upon vt directly, h upon vt. So from here we can say that h upon v is equals to root 3 times of t. This is our first equation. Simply from this triangle we can say that tan 60 degree equals to h upon vt. That's what we have written here. And from the bigger triangle CAB, from the triangle CAB we can say that tan of 30 degree is equals to h upon tan v plus vt. H upon tan v plus vt is, we can take v as common, plus t. Now see, and tan 30 is equals to 1 upon root 3. Now we know that h upon v from first equation is root 3t. So let us replace h upon v from root 3t. So this becomes root of 3t upon 10 plus t is equals to 1 upon root 3. Now the equation becomes very simple to solve, and it is simply the root 3 comes here, it becomes 3t. So 3t is equals to 10 plus t, can be simply solved, and t comes to be 5 minutes. So this is a very good question, because sometimes students get confused that distance is not given, what should we assume to be v. So when nothing is given about the velocity, assume it to be constant v and solve the question. Here although there are 2 equations and the variables are 3, but we have asked t only. Okay, so we can take the ratio of this, like something will happen and the answer will come out. So don't worry and just keep the mind clear, keep the concept in the mind clear, that whenever time is given, assume some constant velocity v and then solve the question. Now let us improve our level a bit and move on to the next question. The question is visible on your screen, and I request you all to first try the question by your own. This is a good question So give it some time and then reach the answer and then check my solution if required. Okay, so the question goes like, there are two temples, one on each bank of a river just opposite to each other. So first let us make up the river. This is the river and there are two temples. First one is this and the second one is this. Let us assume it to be A and B and this to be C and D. One temple is 54 meter high. So from the figure we don't know yet that which one is 54 meter high. Okay, so we will not mark it here. From the top of this temple, that 54 meter high temple, the angle of depression of top and foot of the other temple is 30 degree and 60 degree respectively. तो देखो अब इनने डायरेक्टली ये नहीं बोला कि कौन सा टेम्पल का हाइट 54 मीटर है, बट वी कैन सिंपली से दैट सी डी इज लेसर देन ए बी एंड ए बी इज इक्वल टू 54 मीटर. How can I say this? Because they have given that angle of depression made from point A, that is the high 54 meter high temple, is 30 degree and 60 degree. और अगर कोई पॉइंट से किसी पॉइंट पे डिप्रेशन एंगल बन रहा है, it definitely means that the point is at higher level from other points. तो A point C और D से higher level पे है, and they have given us that this angle of depression is 30 degree and this angle of depression is 60 degree. Okay, they have given us in the question. Now see what they have given. Find the width of the river and the height of the other temple. So let us assume the height to be h here, height of the temple, and width to be w. And this, if this is w, then this is also w. Let us assume this point to be e. Now see, this height is h, this means this height is also h, since it is a rectangle, and this height becomes 54 minus h, because this total is 54, this is h, so this height is 54 minus h. Now our figure is complete. Now let us solve the question. It is clear from the triangle ACE that it is 30 degree, then this will also be 30 degree from the alternate angles, and this is 60 degree from the alternate angles. We have assumed width of the river to be w, height of the smaller temple, assume it to be h. Okay, now we can see from the triangle of H, E and C that tan of 30 degree, we know that it's 54 minus h upon w from this triangle HEC. Tan of 30 degree is equals to 54 minus h upon w. 54 minus h upon w. This implies 1 upon root 3 is equals to 54 minus h upon w. So this is our first equation. From this triangle DHB, we know that tan 60 degrees equals to 54 upon w. Since this height is 54, this is the perpendicular, and DB is the base w. So from the triangle DHB, we get that tan of 60 degree is equals to 54 upon w. This implies w is equals to 54 upon root 3, and which is equals to 18 root 3. We will multiply root 3 rationalizing, so this will become 3 and 3 18s are 54, so it is 18 root 3 meters. Now we have got w. We can put this w in the equation 1 to get h. So 1 upon root 3 is equals to 54 minus h upon 18 root 3. Root 3 get cancelled, and h is equals to 54 minus 18, that is 36 meter. So on solving the question, we get the height is equals to 36 meter and the width is equals to 18 root 3 meter. This is a very good question because they haven't given us which temple is higher or shorter directly. They have used the depression word. This means जो जिससे angle of depression form हो रहा है, it is definitely at a higher level as compared to the other one. So keep this thing in mind and let us move on to the next question now. The question visible on your screen is the homework for you guys, and this is a similar type of question which we have solved earlier in this lecture. So do solve it, do try it once and comment it in the comment box. If you are able to comment it, then I will give a like to it. Otherwise, if the answers are wrong, then I will give the answer in the next, or the solution in the next lecture. Okay, so now let us move on to the next question. The question goes like, angle of elevation of top of a tower from 2 points P and Q at a distance m square and n square respectively from the base and is in the same straight line with it are complementary. So there is a tower, let us assume it to be A and B, and from the base they have given that the angle of elevation from a point P, let us assume it to be a point P and Q at a distance of m square and n square. Let us assume this distance to be m square and this distance to be n square. So angle of elevations from the base are complementary. So we need to first find what is complementary. So complementary means two angles alpha plus beta, the total must be 90 degree. Means the sum of the two complementary angles is always 90 degree. So if we assume one angle to be theta, the next angle is definitely 90 minus theta. So similar thing we have to do it here. Let us assume that angle of elevation of one thing is theta, then the angle of elevation of the other will definitely be 90 minus theta, because they have given it to be complementary angles. Okay, now we have also assumed one thing here, that m square is greater than n square, because they haven't given anything. So in both the cases the answer must be same, that is why they have not mentioned it. So now let us look at the solution. So first here let us assume the height to be h. So height of tower, let us assume it to be h. Okay, and this is QB is equals to n square, PB equals to m square. Now from the triangle ABQ, we can simply say that tan theta is equals to h upon n square. Since in this triangle tan theta equals to h upon n square, this is the perpendicular and this is the base. Okay, simple. And from the triangle PAB, we can say that tan of 90 minus theta is equals to h upon m square. For this triangle PAB, this is the height, means this is the perpendicular, and m square is the base. So tan of 90 minus theta equals to h upon m square. Now we also know that tan of 90 minus theta is equals to cot theta from the identity. So it becomes cot theta. Now we also know that tan theta into cot theta is equals to 1. Since cot theta is equals to 1 upon tan theta, so obviously tan theta into cot theta is equals to 1. This implies, let us put tan theta is equals to h upon n square. So h upon n square into, let us put cot theta is equals to h upon m square. H upon m square is equals to 1. So this implies h square is equals to m square n square. So our h is equals to under root of m square n square. This can be plus minus mn, but since h is always positive, so we will put it as m into n. So this is the height required, and they have asked the height of the tower only, so our answer is m into n. Hopefully got the answer. Now let us move on to our last question of this lecture, which is a very good question. So I request you all to first try by your own. So the question is visible on your screen only. The question goes like, the angle of elevation of a cloud from a point 200 meter above a lake is 30 degree. Means there is a lake which is 200 meter high, whose depth is 200 meter. So let us assume that this is a lake, and a point on which is 200 meter above the lake, the point P, makes the angle of 30 degree with the cloud. So let us assume that this is a cloud. Let us assume this point to be A, and it makes the angle of elevation to be 30 degree here. Now let us read the question forward. The angle of depression of its reflection in the lake is 60 degree. So the lake is, let us assume that this height is h. They haven't mentioned anything about the height of the cloud, so let us assume it to be h from the surface of the lake, and the lake is itself 200 meter. So the reflection, where it will be formed, it will be from the base itself, because the reflection always takes from the base of the lake. So this a cloud which is h upon h plus 200 meter above the base of the lake, the reflection image will be formed 200 plus h meters below the lake. So it will be 200 plus h, and this is the reflection. So let us assume this point to be r, and it is given that the angle of depression which is formed from the point P. So from the point P, the angle of depression which is 60 degree will be like this. This angle is given to be 60 degree to us. So the question now, the figure was the toughest part in this question. Now since we have made the figure, we can simply find the height of the cloud which is asked, and the height of the cloud from the surface is h, and from the base of the lake is h plus 200. So if they have just asked the height, then we have to give h plus 200, otherwise we have to give only h if they have asked for the surface. Now see, in this question there are two triangles. First one, let us assume this point to be C and this point to be D. So there are two triangles, P, A and C, and P, R and C, and from this only we will get our solution. So let us look at it. We have assumed the height of cloud from the surface is equals to h meter. Okay, and the height of lake is 200 meter which is given. So from the triangle P, A and C, we can simply say that tan of 30 degree, which is 1 by root 3, is equals to h upon, let us assume this distance, this is the width of the lake to be W, width of the lake to be W. Okay, so h upon W. So this is our first equation, and from the bigger triangle of P, R and C, we can simply say that tan of 60 degree is equals to root 3 is equals to h plus 400. See, this distance is h plus 200 and this distance is additional 200, so total is h plus 400, and the base is W. So we need height, right? We need h, so we can eliminate from the first equation. W is equals to root 3h into this implies root 3 is equals to h plus 400 upon root 3 of h. This gives us 3h minus h, so 2h is equals to 400, hence h is equals to 200 meter. So what is this 200? 200 is above the height of the cloud above the surface of the lake, but since they have asked us the height of the cloud, so we have to give it from the bottom of the lake. It is actual height is 200 plus h, which is 400. So our answer is not 200 but it is 400. Okay, so hopefully you got the solution, and it is a very nice question and very commonly asked question, so do have a look at such questions. So hopefully you enjoyed this lecture. I have covered almost all the type of questions which are possible, including the theory in the beginning which I gave it to you. So from this lecture you can say that my height and distance is complete, because this is a very scoring chapter and a limited kind of questions only repeat continuously. Either it be mains, advanced or anything, or in NEET also you will find similar type of questions only, nothing other than this. So the basic thing is trigonometry, and the most important thing before solving the question is making the figure neatly and correctly. So that's it from this chapter, height and distance. If you really liked it and really found it informative, then do like and subscribe to my channel. Also press the bell icon so that you won't miss any of those upcoming videos which will be helping you guys in solving quantitative aptitude. Thank you and have a nice day.